And here you go, this is the third or fourth time. My name is Mike Sabag, first of all, and I live not far away from Jackie and my beautiful young lady, Emily Emmons, in Snellville, Georgia. So let me introduce our speaker today. Emily Emmons, Miss Irish Capital, is from Grayson, Georgia, right not far from where I live, and is an upcoming junior at Georgia Gwinnett College. She's studying early childhood education and hopes to be a kindergarten teacher. She currently works as a teacher at Candace Academy while attending college. Emily also serves as a child care teacher at my church, her church, First Baptist, or now it's called Church on Main. So look out, Silas may be in your class, my grandson. She enjoys her cat and can work out at the gym. I'm very proud of Emily. She has really done a great job, not only with what she's about to talk about, but also physical aspects. Good job. Miss Irish Capital is a Miss America preliminary, and as Miss Irish Capital, Emily competed in the 79th Miss Georgia pageant in Columbus, Georgia in June 2024. 55 talented women from across the state competed for the title of Miss Georgia. Emily was awarded top 15 semifinalist and first place in the Miss Georgia Gives Back for her work with her community services initiative. That is, your mind is your business. Keep it healthy. The message of mental health is simple. It's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to say no. There is hope for everyone who deals with mental health issues. She hopes that her work can help remove the stigma of mental illness and bring hope to others. Emily, as an ambassador of NAMI, pretty important, and has volunteered with several local police and sheriff mental health task force activities and works with educational activities for mental health through student organizations. She is reaching out, including all of our groups, nonprofits, help create a community that cares through education and advocacy. This is a big thing she's undertaken, and God bless you. And I'll give you a hand. Come on up here. Tell us all about
it. I got cotton mouth sometimes lately, so I'll just put it right here.
Kiwanis have warm water. If you want Diet Coke, maybe a shot of whiskey or something.
Well, I don't drink, so. All right. Well, hi everybody. How is everybody?
Good.
How was the food? Wasn't it great?
Yeah.
I take medication to suppress my appetite, so I couldn't eat all of it, but it's okay. So, thank you so much for having me back to speak to you all. I had a wonderful time with y'all all last November. It was a privilege to speak about mental wellness to community of people that care. Last year, I did not share my story, so I thought this time I would share a little bit of it today. So, I am Emily Emmons, a junior at Georgia Gwinnett College, studying early childhood education. But I hate school. School has always been difficult for me. Although I never failed a grade level and always seemed to make better than average grades, my book bag was always a wreck because I was so unorganized. I guess I didn't hate school early on because I remember I loved my teacher, Miss Pounds. That was my kindergarten teacher and my second grade teacher. She always was kind to me and especially patient. I wanted to be like her. She is the reason I want to be a kindergarten teacher. I want to be like her, kind and patient. I remember I wasn't like everybody else. When I made it to 5th grade, things got really tough. I remember I cried because what I knew one day was completely gone from my memory than the next day. But I had such a good memory for some things. Why are things so hard for me? I must just hate school. That's it. I just hate school. My mom is a teacher, and she realized that something must be wrong, so she took me to a doctor and started on Adderall. Yep, ADHD. That's what they said. I have ADHD. That explains everything. Something was wrong with me. I still hate school. Things might be better, but my medicine makes me feel weird. I felt like everyone hated me. They said cruel things, and I felt ugly. I moved schools in 8th grade, and things got better for a while. You know, I was a new girl, and they thought I was pretty. I was popular. No matter how school was going, that was cool to be liked. I made 8th grade cheerleading for basketball, and can you believe that? I was popular. I went to high school, and things were awesome for a while. I was so active in school. I was a high school cheerleader, a performer in theater, and I was in a student organization and later made state officer in that group. I was also even French club president. Then I completely crashed. It was a wave that just overtook me. I guess I didn't see it coming because I ignored the feelings before. I was in the library after school, curled up and shaking and shivering in a ball. My friends were terrified and ran and got my mother. She taught at the school, so that made it a little easier to get to me. She got me, calmed me down, but what was that? Imagine you're 16 years old, you're in a doctor's office, and you've been diagnosed with ADHD. And now you're waiting to find out what is currently happening to you. He tells you that you're bipolar, and that it's a neurological disorder. That 16-year-old was me. I began to be medicated for bipolar disorder. It was difficult to find the right medication for me, but through several attempts, we figured out something that worked. But by now, I resented my mother. I tolerated her, but there was something about her that just triggered every emotion in me. I functioned well on the performance side. I cheered, I served on my state officer council, and performed in plays, and no one knew the anguish in my soul. I looked like the perfect daughter and student. I hated school even though I talked like college was my future, but I had no desire to do this anymore after I graduated. No way. My relationships that I thought were good began to be so toxic. My so-called friends abandoned me, and I could not figure out why. My state council was not good to me. Why were they so mean? Then I arrived. It was my senior year. I was so excited. I finally going to be away from these people and get away from home. I felt that they were so controlling. The class of 2020. Then March of 2020. My dreams came crashing in on me. School was online, and I am not a strong student when it comes to being online. Anyways, what? No prom? Now no graduation? No finishing my state officer career? Nothing? I worked hard to put up with so much, and I get nothing? This was so much for a fragile psyche. I spiraled into depression and anxiety like I had never felt before. Suicide ideology had always loomed in my mind, and this was no different. No friends, no family, plans destroyed. I didn't go to school, not my dream school. I wanted to go to Kennesaw State University. I wanted to get away. I wanted to major in singing. But my parents saw I was a wreck, and they were also concerned about COVID. So I got to go online, there's underline right there, online, at Georgia Gwinnett College. I stuck at home with them and no friends. I struggled academically and failed several of my classes. like school and I don't want to go anyway. I just want to work. As COVID restraints lifted, I was out of the house as much as I could be. I was so stressed and depressed and anxious, I made friends with people who took advantage of me. I made some very bad decisions and headed for a really bad break back in October of 2021. I had gotten into some bad decisions that I could not see my way out of. I was going to run away. Fortunately, my family found out my escape plans and came to my rescue. It wasn't exactly a escape plan, but kind of. But they stood by me and helped me and was able to turn my life around. We went to doctors and changed my medicines, and that really made a difference. Through a very in-depth psychological exam, we discovered that I have some low self-esteem issues and that I had some learning disabilities that really had severe impact on my education. All of these things could be managed. There was hope. It was mine. I went back to school with some modifications and accommodations, and my mom helped me organize with my new learning tools, and I was able to salvage my grades and get back on track. My medication leveled my emotions and made me generally feel better. And I started therapy. I did not think that therapy would help. Well, we all know it was all my mom's fault who could talk to her. Through therapy, I learned to establish boundaries and ask for what I needed. Today, my mom and I communicate so much better, and even when we have issues, we are able to come together. I feel more in control of my life, and I see that I'm achieving goals that will help me with my future. Through my journey, I decided I must be an advocate for those who suffered with mental illness. During the global pandemic, I felt like I had no hope and no future for myself. I am not alone. 1 in 5 people said the pandemic had a significant negative impact on their mental health, according to the statistics from the National Alliance on Mental Illness, or NAMI. 1 in 3 young adults between the ages of 18 and 25 experienced a mental health crisis, while 1 in 10 experienced a serious mental illness. I felt like nothing was going to help me until my family pulled me out of it. From this experience, my Community Service Initiative, or CSI, Your Mind is Your Business, Keep It Healthy, was born. I discovered the key was keeping it healthy, which means having the right medicine, therapy, sleep, exercise, and a good support system. I decided I could be a voice of encouragement with this message for those who suffer with and for their families to let them know that there is hope. As my own personal journey with mental health, wellness, and alignment with the Keep It Healthy CSI, I participated in NAMI Walk at the state capitol during Mental Health Awareness Week in October of 2022. And I personally raised $393 to aid NAMI in their fight against stigmas associated with mental illnesses. This year, in 2023, I am serving as the NAMI Ambassador and Youth Chair for NAMI Walk 2023. This year we raised $338,000. The mission of NAMI Georgia is to empower affiliates to create communities where those who are affected by mental illnesses find hope, help, and acceptance through support, education, and advocacy. I hope to reach the community to help remove cultural stigmas and barriers to access for help with mental illness. As a person with a history of bipolar 1 disorder and ADHD, this is personal for me. I wanted a larger platform than I could do alone. I knew that the Miss America pageant organization was service-focused pageant. So I competed in the Miss Fulton County pageant in 2023, and I won. I competed in the Miss Georgia pageant in 2023 and loved it. Competing and the opportunities that I got to talk about mental health. I decided I wanted to go back, so I won Miss Irish Capital in January and went back to Miss Georgia in June. I was a top 15 semifinalist and won the Miss Georgia Gives Back for my community service initiative, Your Mind is Your Business, Keep It Healthy. I knew, as Miss Irish Capital, my voice would greatly impact the lives of those who battle mental illness. I would be an example of hope for those who suffer and give them strength to keep going, because if I can make it, they can too. I found understanding that I'm not alone has helped me remove the focus from myself to being concerned with others. My plan includes partnering with Family Career Community Leaders of America, or FCCLA, a high school student-led student organization which I have been active part of during my high school career. I served as the State Vice President of National Programs for Georgia FCCLA. FCCLA has a national program that is called Student Body, that focuses on helping members make informed choices for their physical and mental health. The Student Body program focuses on 4 main topics: the healthy you, the fit you, the real you, and the resilient you. There are 25,994 FCCLA members in the state of Georgia right now, and I plan to work with the Georgia FCCLA State Executive Council to encourage this 272 FCCLA chapters to participate in Student Body National Program through sharing my message of keeping it healthy. By partnering with FCCLA, my CSI could reach approximately 25,000 households. By participating in conferences, chapter meetings, and FCCLA's social media platform, I can inform students about the importance of understanding mental health challenges and how to keep it healthy. I am also pleased to let you know that Georgia Department of Education has approved, and starting in the fall, Georgia high schools will have a mental health pathway in the curriculum. Students will be able to take 3 years of course that will earn them a certificate to qualify them for an entry-level position in mental health jobs. Hopefully, the state will continue this college course matriculation. We know that this field is in desperate need of mental health professionals. We are moving in the right direction. Through my journey, I have talked to different police agencies and have focused on reducing the arrest of people on mental health crises. Several of these police agencies, including the Monroe City Police, Gwinnett County Police, and the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office, have some sort of mental health task force. They are working with people to learn how to de-escalate situations and get resources to people who just need help. I had the honor of working with 3 different mayors of local towns who declared May, the month of May, Mental Health Month in their cities. I am reaching out to community groups like the Kiwanis Club of Atlanta and Optimist Clubs, and they are supporting the efforts. I have contacted several veteran groups to talk about mental health opportunities. The conversations are happening. Things will change as long as we are talking about what is really going on. No more silence, no more shame, no more stigma. This is why NAMI Georgia, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, holds a special place in my heart. It is a nonprofit organization dedicated to providing support, education, and advocacy for individuals and families affected by mental health challenges. NAMI Georgia has been working tirelessly to raise awareness about mental health and breaking the stigma around mental illness. They offer a variety of programs and resources to help those in need, including support groups, educational classes, and outreach initiatives. The impact they have on the lives of countless individuals is immeasurable. One of the NAMI Georgia's most significant initiatives is NAMI Walks Georgia event. NAMI Walks Georgia is an annual fundraising event that brings communities together to show support of mental health advocacy. This walk is not just a simple stroll, it's a powerful statement that we are united in the fight for mental health. But why do we walk? We walk to raise about mental health issues, which affect millions of people across the nation. We walk to break down the barriers that prevent people from seeking help and show those struggling that they are not alone. We are walking to honor the resilience and courage of individuals and families dealing with mental health challenges every day. Now, as a NAMI ambassador, I stand here asking for your support in sponsoring this crucial event. By becoming a sponsor, you can make a tangible difference in lives of those impacted by mental illness. Your sponsorship will enable NAMI Georgia to continue the vital work in providing education, support, and hope for those in need. In sponsoring NAMI Walks Georgia, you are investing in a healthier and more compassionate community. Mental health is not just an individual issue. It affects families, schools, workplaces, and society as a whole. By coming together to support NAMI Georgia, we can create a ripple effect of positive change. So I urge each and every one of you consider becoming a sponsor for NAMI Walks Georgia. Your support will contribute to this transformation of lives and bring us one step closer to a society where mental health is understood, accepted, and prioritized. Let us stand in this movement promoting mental health awareness and fostering more compassionate and understanding world. Thank you for your time and consideration. Together, we can make a difference. Thank you for considering with this important mission for mental health for all. However, my personal story would not be complete without giving honor to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for never leaving me or forsaking me, and for saving me. In His Word, He promises us a sound mind in 2 Timothy 1:7. For God hath not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, and of love, and of sound of mind. His words remind us to renew our mind in Romans 12:2. And we are not conformed to this world, but yet ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove that it is good and acceptable and perfect and will of God. And then he instructs us in 1 Peter 1:13, wherefore I think that's a typo, but of the loins of your mind, be sober and hope to the end of the grace that is to be brought into the world at the revelation of Jesus Christ. God desires that we have a sound mind and that we focus on renewing our mind by girding, I think that's a typo, it up in Him. To be all that glory for what He has done in my life and that He can do for others. May He bless those who struggle with mental illness and fill them with His presence and heal them. To Him be the glory. Thank you for listening. Just remember, it's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to stay not okay. And I still hate school, but I will finish with my degree. Any questions? Yes.
How old were you when you first realized, or when someone told you that you were a great singer? Was that really young?
I was actually about in 8th grade. It was funny story. When I was cheering. It was like I was just coming back from cheer practice, and during this time, I was obsessive over this one show called Phantom of the Opera, and it was just my favorite show because I loved all the high notes, the operatic notes. It was just like my favorite thing. And during that time, I played one of the songs and I was singing with it, and my mom was driving me home, and she was like, "You can sing?" And I was like, "I guess, yeah." And then when I fully knew I could sing, when I was still in 8th grade, because I was coming back from school that day, and I was talking with one of my friends, and we were walking through the high school, because I was in middle school, and they were dropping us off at the high school because my mom was working there, and I was walking in, and there was this archway in front of the library, and it would bring out really good acoustics, and I was just playing with high notes and all that. And so the very next day, the chorus teacher for the high school actually came up to me and was like, "Which one of you was the one singing?" And of course, me being the shy person that I was then, and still somewhat now, I threw my jacket over my face, and my friend pointed at me, and I was like, "Hi." And he was just like, you have to join chorus. And I was like, but I'm already in orchestra. And he was like, we'll figure it out, but you gotta join chorus. And so after that, I joined chorus, and the rest was history. So.
Wonderful. Emily, tell us about this.
Oh yes, so if you want a little autograph from me, I have my autograph pads. I have a ton, so I don't mind giving them out. I promise you, I don't mind signing them. So.
All right, so I'm biased because I love this girl. And I love her mom and her dad, and she has another sister, right?
Yes, Taylor.
And Taylor is also a teacher. So this family have the service part in their as part of their values growing up. Notice that she mentioned quite a bit about her faith. Again, I'm biased. We're both Southern Baptists, so this is where we go. So I guess that's one thing. So, and nonetheless, I do appreciate all that she's done. On the table, there is the NAMI information sheet. Take as many as you want. I think you brought a lot, right?
Yes, I have plenty for this group, absolutely.
So take that, share with others. And I'm doing my own research. It's actually a little bit. It will floor you as far as the mental health situation. Every house, it seems to me, past the fault line, Western civilization deals with that stuff. Not to mention the rest of the world. Now, I was reading another statistics Brent and I are talking about. The war in Gaza, the war in Ukraine, the war, all these wars are causing tremendous amount of mental health for the living. The dead already dead. I mean, in Gaza, 40,000 dead. These guys don't care. But the ones that living, that's where they need that. Same thing in Nairobi. Same thing in the war zones that we have here in the United States. So you have a big job. Huge job. I personally feel it needs an army, and you're being one of the leaders of it. I'm pretty sure in no time you'll get that message across with the help of folks like the Kiwanis, the Masons, or the Rotary Club, etc. So these organizations can certainly help with that quite a bit. I love you, and God bless you, and thank you for being here.
Mike, can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
We'd really like you on October 5th to join actually Team Emily Emmons at the NAMI Walk. We actually have t-shirts. If you wanted to buy them, I could get them to Mike to deliver to you here, or you can pick them up that day at the walk. You can walk physically. They're it's at the Assembly Park. I need to change the screen. Assembly Park over in Dorable on October 5th from 9 to 12. You can also walk virtually, but that helps Emily's team be built. So if you just go on there and sign up for a virtual walk, then it shows that she's got one additional person. If you want to make donations, you can do that on there as well. But let me give you the address and that information. This is how you sign up, and I can go back to this screen later for you. Yeah.
Why don't you email to our president?
I will. I'll do that.
We can put it in the newsletter.
There we go. That's the information about you all, and I'll send that back out as well.
We need to take a picture.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's good.
Representative with the from our